Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our daily Hindu editorial analysis. You are with Alpa Sharma on India's largest online education platform, that is Gradeup. Sahi prep hai to life set hai. How are you guys today? I will firstly apologize for the change in the timing today because I'm still not really well. But morning was very difficult for me, so the timing had to be changed. I'll try to take class tomorrow on the regular timing. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So, I feel a little better. I feel a little better. Thank you, guys. Okay. And I promise I'll try to take the class at 10 a.m. in the morning tomorrow if I feel bad. I feel fine. Okay. So, what is going to be our agenda of the day? Just a minute. Okay. Yes, Shubham. Correct. So, let's see our agenda. So today is 18th of August, and after a lot of irregularity, finally I'm going to take two articles from the 17th of August, and one article is from the Hindu. If my throat is fine, I will take the second article that is from the Indian Express. I think both the articles are very important. We need to study them in detail. I tried to upload a roundup video. Also, yes, I have to talk to you about the roundup video. So, I thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. I have okay. Movies. The class recording is saved on our YouTube channel. So every time you miss a class, you can watch the recorded video later on during the day. Okay. Uh, yes, Shwetanshu, I feel better. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Jai Hind, Shrestha. Okay, so what was I discussing? So we're going to take these two articles. Yes, I was talking about the roundup videos. I had tried to make and upload a roundup video, but then since I'm a little unwell, I will also try to make a roundup video for today's newspaper editorial from the Hindu and Indian Express both. And in the roundup videos, I'll be trying to tell you the articles that I think are important from these two editorials that you need to read in detail, and the articles that you can skip. So I'll be talking about that in my roundup video. I'll try to make one today and upload it. If not today, then possibly tomorrow. Every day, the same day's newspapers roundup will be uploaded. So before you read the newspaper, you could just watch my roundup video and then start reading the newspaper according to what I suggest is important. Okay. So Abhinav has a quote of the day. Thank you, Abhinav. What is it? Abhinav says, new day, bring new strength and new thoughts. Yes, I have no strength currently, but then I hope it you have ample of strength. Hopefully tomorrow I have a new day and more strength. Yes, I think it's more applicable to me than it's applicable to you actually. Vishal also has a quote. Vishal says, never take incomplete knowledge, because incomplete knowledge is like a pot half filled with water. Yes, it doesn't work but spills a lot. So when you are sitting and trying to study something, you have to finish it off. You have to complete it. Yes, a very good quote, Vishal. Thank you for this quote. All right. So let's move ahead. What are we going to do in the class? All those people who are new, quote of the day हम कर चुके हैं. आपने मुझे quote of the day दिया है. We will revise three words from the last class we had. Last class, I think हमारी Friday को हुई थी, but because after that I have not been keeping well, so Friday के words हम revise करेंगे. Then we will do a detailed discussion of two articles if my health permits today. Two articles, one is from the Hindu, the other is from the Indian Express. We'll try to take out the whole vocabulary, phrasal verbs, idioms, and phrases from these articles and try to memorize these. There are a lot of words today from the articles that were asked yesterday. And in the end, आप मुझे बताओगे what is the tone of the author? Very important part. And आप मेरे वीडियो के नीचे comment section में summary लिख के दोगे one line में. एक article का not more than one line, you will have to write down the summary for me. Okay, so this is going to be our agenda of the day. Good afternoon, everyone. चलो आगे देखते हैं. Okay, so these are our grade up achievers starting from rank AIR 8. And if they can do it, you too can. So make sure you are clear about your aim, make sure you're clear about your target. If you're targeting CLAT 2022, like these people did, we have two new batches for you. The batches have been launched. One batch is in English, the other batch is a bilingual batch. You could choose whatever batch you're the most comfortable with. Batches have already launched. When you join them, you could view the recorded classes of a couple of classes that you might have missed out on. Okay, now let's look at the revision. So, give me one word for this phrase: dangerously or extremely fast. Is it breakneck, abate, docile, or frugal? What do you think the answer should be here? Amrita, I'm going to talk about that. Okay. I'm going to talk about that. First, let's do this. By the end of the class, if time permits, I'm going to talk about that. Okay. No, Yash, yesterday I did not have a class. I am not well. Abhinav, I'll have to take one article related to Taliban because it is the most important GK international topic that's going on. So, yes, one article is going to be on Taliban, but an important one. Okay. So, yes, the answer has to be breakneck. Yes, the answer is A. Correct. Abate is to reduce, diminish. Docile is very, very meek and quiet and submissive. Submissive आप बोल सकते हो इसको. Frugal बहुत कम. Okay, bare minimum. Eager is frugal. All right, next one. A person fighting against a government or invading force, a rebel or a revolutionary. Is it insurgent, grapple, ferocious, or galore? What is the answer? Hmm. Yes, Arshita. Await is less intense. I see your okay. Await is to reduce. Docile is me. Correct. Yes, the answer is insurgent. Yes, answer is A. Insurgent. Okay. Grapple is into the clutches of something. Ferocious is very very severe. Galore is a lot of quantity. The vastness is galore. I hope you get all the words, everyone. Now, the next one. Let's look at the last one. A form of government that attempts to assert total control over the lives of its citizens. Totalitarianism, lampoon, nascent, or somber. What is it? These are easy ones. Ferocious is very aggressive. Sagar, yes, I feel a little better. Thank you. Oh, yes, Shubham, it was. Yes, it was very interesting. It is. Yes, the answer is A. A, absolutely. Totalitarianism. Totalitarianism is a kind of government that has complete power and does not give uh, any kind of power to the citizens of the country. So that is a totalitarian. Lampoon is criticized. Nascent is a beginner. Somber is simple, meek, down to earth. Uh, that kind of an attitude is somber. Okay. So yes, the answer here is A. Yes. Somber sleep आप बोल सकते हो, quiet आप बोल सकते हो somber को. Yes. Lampoon is to criticize. All right, now let's look at the vocabulary from today's article. Okay, today's article's vocabulary is this. A lot of it. Make sure you take a screenshot and then start memorizing the words with me. Okay, coherence is anything that is coherent is anything that is in accordance with everything else that is around it. That is logical, that is consistent. So consistency किसी चीज में देखते हो उसमें आपको coherence दिखता है. आप जब भी कोई एक passage लिखते हो, paragraphs have to be coherent. That means it have to go well along with each other. That is coherence. This raises further questions on the coherence of the state policy. Are these consistent? Are these going well with everything that surrounds it? That is coherence. Next word is staggering. We have done this word before. A lot of you might remember it. Yes, so staggering is anything that shocks you, that comes as a shocker, or anything that is astonishing. So I think Taliban's victory over Afghanistan government is staggering. It is coming as a shocking or astonishing thing. Staggering bills for maintenance and repair, it came as a shocker to you. That is staggering. All right. Hmm. Nascent वापसी is beginning. बहुत ही initial stage पे जो होता है amateur को हम nascent बोल सकते हैं. Okay. Taliban is an example. Yes, Nitya, it can be dark or dull. Somber can be dull as well. Correct. Ritik, I feel better. I feel better today. Thank you. I have a little fever, but I'm going to be fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. All right. Yes, the pulling out of US troops was incoherent. Very good sentence, Abhinav. Very good sentence. So incoherent. It did not go well with the need of the hour. Okay. Next word. Culminate is, we have done this word also before. Culminate is reaching the climax, the highest development, highest point of something is culmination. Weeks of violence culminated in brutal murder. That means it ended. The highest point was the brutal murder of the magistrate. So that is culminate. Next is treading on eggshells. Treading on eggshells or walking on eggshells will have the same meaning. Both are same meaning idioms. So when you're walking on eggshells, what do? You are being very, very careful so that it doesn't hurt you. Or you probably shouldn't break any eggshell so that it doesn't pinch your leg. That is breaking, walking on eggshells or treading on eggshells. She was so easily offended. I felt as if I was treading on eggshells. That means आप बहुत ही careful हो रहे हो, धीरे धीरे कर रहे हो हर काम, बहुत carefully ध्यान से कर रहे हो, is treading on eggshells. I hope you get this one as well. Yes, Shreya, Zenith आप बोल सकते हो culminate के लिए. Correct. Okay. Peak, climax. Yes, Nitya, very good. And start and begin can also be antonyms to culminate. Yes. Next one. Integrity. आपकी इंटेग्रिटी होती है आपकी मॉरल थॉट्स. आप मॉरली ये सही है ये गलत है जो आपको बताता है वो आपकी इंटेग्रिटी होती है. अ जेंटलमैन ऑफ कंप्लीट इंटेग्रिटी का मतलब ही नोज व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग और क्या करना चाहिए और क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. That is your integrity. You have strong moral principles. That means that is your integrity. Okay, I hope you get this word. The last one is lofty. Lofting is बहुत high. Okay, the elegant square was shaded by lofty palms, high palm trees. के लिए हम lofty use करते हैं. I hope you get all the words, everyone. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. Nascent is novice, tyro, yes. Amateur, beginner, ये सारे synonymous के. Correct. At the end of the night of the concert will culminate with fireworks. Very good sentence, Samir. Yes. Okay. Yes, credibility बोल सकते हो आप हेमेंद्र. Correct. Treading on eggshells, Shrestha, is that you're doing something very, very carefully so that you don't offend anybody, so that you don't hurt anybody. Doing everything so carefully is treading on eggshells, okay? Lofty, tall, giant, high, yes. And of course, low, short is the antonym. Very good, Nitya. Himalayas are one of the loftiest mountains in the world. Yes, highest. Absolutely correct. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Haulage is transporting of commercial goods and services, goods and products, actually not services, but goods. Transporting them is haulage. So road haulage, transporting goods through road. Water haulage हो सकता है, air haulage हो सकता है. Transporting commercial goods are haulage. Next word is incineration. Incineration is destroying anything. Okay, usually by burning. Waste disposal by incineration. That means how do we dispose waste? By burning them. Although it's a bad way of disposing waste, but you must have seen अभी बहुत सारी एक न्यूज आई थी टायर्स बर्निंग की. आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे वीडियोस रिसर्फेस हुए थे. That kind of a disposal is incineration. Next word is confound. Confound is anything that causes a surprise or a confusion in you. Okay, because that is something that you did not expect. The inflation figure confounded economic analysis. I mean, it came as a surprise to them. They did not expect that kind of an inflation. That is confound. All right. Lofty is high, Amrita. High, uncha is lofty. Okay. All right. Next one. Patchy. Patchy. देखो एक patchy होता है कि जैसे fog है. Patchy fog हो गया. That means कुछ areas में foggy है, कुछ areas में दिख रहा आपको, कुछ areas में नहीं दिख रहा. So patches में जो चीज होती है उसको हम patchy बोलते हैं. The other meaning of patchy is anything that is not in a consistent quality. Same quality नहीं है throughout. That is your work is patchy. मतलब inconsistent है. कभी कभी आपने अच्छा काम किया, कभी कभी आपने अच्छा काम नहीं किया, वो patchy work हो गया आपका. Okay, so patchy could be anything that is not consistent or anything जो कि bits and pieces में है. That can also be patchy. जो patches में है, that can also be patchy. Okay, precipitous means anything that is very, very high, very, very steep. Just if you fall down, you're going to hurt really bad. So The track skirted a precipitous drop. That means suddenly एक steep drop आ गया उस track में. The next one is vigil. Vigilant कौन होता है जो बहुत careful होता है. Okay, careful about harms and dangers and difficulties. So you have to keep a vigil means you have to be careful about dangers that might happen. Okay. Incineration can be sabotage. Sabotage is related, not an exact synonymous, Shreya. Okay. I will repeat confound. Okay, confound होता है कोई भी एक चीज जो आपके लिए बहुत ही शॉकर के जैसे आती है, सरप्राइज के जैसे आती है, बिकॉज आपने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था उस चीज को. ठीक है. क्लास सडनली ऑनलाइन हो गया. इट केम इट वाज कंफाउंड. इट केम एज अ शॉकर टू अस. इट वाज अ कंफाउंड डिसीजन. Okay. All right. I'm going to change the slide. Move on to the next slide. Retribution. Retribution is punishing somebody because they did something wrong. So employees asked not to be named, saying they feared retribution. They feared punishment because they did something wrong. So I hope a lot of you should know this word. It's a very commonly used legal term. Triumphalism. Triumph is victory. So victory का के बाद जो reaction आता है, that environment, that reaction is triumphalism. Excessive exultation. Exulation is again triumphalism का synonym हो गया exultation. Over one success or achievements. अपने बारे में बहुत excessively आप बहुत खुश हो रहे हो अपने achievements के बारे में. You feel triumphant. That is triumphalism. The moment calls for humility and hard work, not triumphalism. You have to work hard and not be over boastful about what you have achieved. Resurgence. Resurgence is an increase or revival after a period of little activity, popularity or occurrence. वापस आना. Resurgence of Taliban. Yes, कुछ टाइम वो गवर्नमेंट बनाई उन्होंने. गवर्नमेंट क्या बनाई उन्होंने? कंट्री को रूल किया. और फिर resurgence हो गया उनका. Coming back to power again. Feeble is very, very weak because you are. I feel feeble. This word is for me. By now, he was too feeble to leave his room. Feeble to even sit. That is feeble. I hope you get all the words. Yes, Tracy. Satyamev Jayati's truth shall triumph. Her knowledge for German was pretty patchy. Yes, good sentence. He got retribution for committing a theft. Yes, correct. Even though NIA was keeping a vigil over the Pokhara, but still India conducted its nuclear test in 1998. Yes, correct. Okay, good sentence. Very good, very good, Abhinav. I really like the sentences you frame. Okay, so let's move on. The vocabulary is done. Now I'm going to move a little slow, but I will try to explain both the articles because obviously my throat is hurting a little, but कोई बात नहीं. करते हैं दोनों आर्टिकल धीरे धीरे करते हैं. Okay, important है दोनों आर्टिकल. Okay, the first one, beating plastic pollution. So our country has been trying to control plastic pollution for a lot of years. And this has been our Prime Minister's dream to have a country that is plastic pollutant free. But there are a lot of uh, hitches here, a lot of obstacles here that we see. This article talks about that. And what is that target? This article also talks about that target. A beautifully written article. If you have an article in the examination, it should be something of this sort. You might see this article either in one of our mock tests or in the examination as well. As he articles are the examination. So let's discuss this in detail. The Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules notified by the Centre on August 12th. So August 12th ko Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules आए. What were the rules? It acknowledges the gravity of pollution caused by plastic articles of everyday use, particularly those that have no utility beyond a few minutes or hours. Can you name those plastic products जिनकी utility सिर्फ कुछ minutes के लिए या कुछ hours के लिए होती? And then it's a waste. Can you mention some of them to me here in the chat box? Let's see. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Yes, it is Anam. This is about banning one-time use plastic. Correct. Carry bags. Yes. Anything else? Plastic cups. You drink tea or water in them. Polythene, plastic bags. Yes. Milk packets. All these disposable bottles like Coca-Cola bottles or disposable water bottles. ice cream packet, earbuds, straw, plastic straw, plastic spoon. Yes, all of these, correct. All of these milk packets, yes. It seems talking about rules are being made to overcome problems. Yes, yes, you're correct, Movis. Okay, now let's move ahead. So, it's difficult actually to control these single-use plastic. Under the new rules, the manufacturer, sale, and use of some single-use goods made with plastic, polystyrene, uh, and expanded polystyrene, such as earbuds, plates, cups, glasses, cutlery, wrapping, and packing, are prohibited from July 1 next year. Technically, हमारा country इन चीजों पे aim कर रहा है. If you remember, a few days back, we took an article where again we discussed about this, and I had asked you to buy a steel straw and keep it with you in your bag all the time. A steel small tumbler, keep it with you all the time in the bag. If whenever you're going, wherever you're going, wherever you're traveling. When you go to an NLU, you'll be traveling a lot. You'll be roaming around a lot. Make sure to keep that in your bag always. I've been doing it for years. I have a small kid. I always keep a straw, a cup, a glass, always in a steel one, always in my bag. Imagine if all of us do this, how much single-use plastic will be stopping and using. And always carry your cloth bag when you go to the market. Reuse them. Okay? So it says from July 1st next year, हम single-use plastic का production हम बंद कर देंगे. While others, such as carry bags, must be at least 75 microns thick from September 30, 2021. So this has been, there are a lot of states in our country that have banned single-use plastic, at least poly bags. North Sikkim, the moment you enter North Sikkim, when you go to Lachain, Lachung and beyond, there is checking. Your bags are opened and they check for single-use plastic because the area is so pristine, you just can't go there and make it dirty. So they open your bags and they check you for single-use plastic, and any single-use plastic has to be dropped at the border and you can't take it there. So a lot of states have been working on banning single-use plastic. A lot of states have already banned polythene, the single-use polythene, which is less than 75 microns, but a lot of people still use it because they forget to carry bags. बट अब जब प्रोडक्शन ही बंद हो जाएगा December 31st से, तो क्या करोगे? Yes. Also, I have to tell you something very interesting. In Bangalore, the segregation of waste, decomposable and non-decomposable waste, is really, really necessary. You'll be fined if you do not do that. So, the areas that I used to live in, you cannot use plastic bags as dustbin bags. You just could not do that. Imagine such a nice thing that could be. Yes. Okay. Yes, Movis, this article came yesterday, but the news has been flowing throughout for a lot of days. Okay, so the decision follow recommendations made by an expert group constituted by the Department of Chemicals, Petrochemicals 2 years ago, and that's why you've read this news before also. 2 साल पहले ये decision ले लिया गया था. It took us so much time to implement it. In 2018, India won praise globally for asserting the World Environment Day that it would eliminate all single-use plastic by 2022. This decision has my heart. The decision to rename cities does not have my heart. Decision to ban single-use plastic, this has my heart. A theme that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stressed more than once. Yes, it's his vision to have a country that bans single-use plastic by 2020. Yet, अब देखो ये अब important part start होता है paragraph का. Yet, the policy coherence to achieve the global has been lacking. Policy हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं थी अभी तक. The Central Pollution Board has reported that 22 states have in the past announced a ban on single-use plastic. 22 states, but this has had little impact on the crisis of waste choking wetlands and waterways and being transported to the oceans to turn into microplastic. ये जो microplastic oceans में जाता है, वो कहाँ जाता है? It goes into the fish. I eat the fish. It goes back into me. So it's a cycle. आपने मुंबई की इतनी पिक्चर्स देखी होंगी during monsoon. How the sea throws back the plastic back to the city that the city dumped into it. So 22 states ने बैन किया है प्लास्टिक सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक का प्रोडक्शन एंड यूसेज बट स्टिल nothing substantial has happened. About 34 lakh tons generated in 1920. India has a staggering annual volume of plastic waste, of which only about 60% is recycled. बाकी काम क्या करेंगे? जो रिसाइकल नहीं होता वो डंप होता है. गाजियाबाद में जो डंप यार्ड है वो किस किसने देखा है? Let me talk to you about that. गाजियाबाद में, दिल्ली एनसीआर में जो डंप यार्ड है, how many of you have seen that? And why carry bags will be made thick? These thicker carry bags are easier to uh, recycle. That is why, Tanya. Yes, I always take article Deepak from one day older newspaper. Okay, so how many of you have seen the Ghaziabad dump yard? So those people who haven't seen that, गाजियाबाद का जो डंप यार्ड है ना, आप जब उसको क्रॉस करोगे, you will think it's a mountain. You will not even realize माउंटेन के जैसा लगेगा जब आप क्रॉस करोगे उसको. And then gradually when you think, oh, it's something is smelling, something bad is smelling, then you'll realize this is not a mountain. It is a heap of waste. So yes, आग लगती रहती है उस पे. You correct, शुभम. And उसके ऊपर सिर्फ birds roam करती रहती है because they want to eat the waste. Okay, so yes, it looks like a mountain, huge mountain. आपकी imagination से भी बहुत बड़ा है गाजियाबाद वाला mountain. Correct. Okay, so what is more, a recent study of the top 100 global producers of polymers that culminate in plastic waste. जो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है, देखो, you will be shocked reading this. टॉप 100 ग्लोबल प्रोड्यूसर्स जो प्लास्टिक वेस्ट में कल्मिनेट करते हैं, उसमें से 6 इंडियन हैं. टॉप 100 में से 6 इंडिया में हैं जो प्लास्टिक वेस्ट क्रिएट करते हैं. इट इज अनसरप्राइजिंग देयरफॉर दैट इन स्पाइट ऑफ द स्टैगरिंग प्रॉब्लम, पॉलिसी मेकर्स हैव बीन ट्रेडिंग ऑन एक्शंस. बहुत केयरफुल हो रहे हैं बिकॉज चीजें चेंज नहीं हो रही हैं, दे नॉट गेटिंग एनी बेटर. द इंटरनेशनल व्यू इज चेंजिंग हाउएवर एंड सपोर्ट ऑफ द यूएन प्लास्टिक ट्रीटी इज ग्रोइंग. The majority of the G7 countries too are supportive of cleaning up the ocean through a charter in the interest of human well-being and environmental integrity. So G7 countries are here, they're trying to make the ocean clean, they are trying to make the environment clean. India is a part of that. India is also trying to do that. India's policies on environmental regulation and discordant, lofty on intent. देखो इंडिया की जो पॉलिसीज है रेगुलेशंस में, वो इंटेंशन में तो बहुत हाई हैं, लेकिन आउटकम में बहुत फीबल, बहुत ही वीक. द प्लास्टिक वेस्ट इज नो डिफरेंट. उसका रिसाइकलिंग बहुत कम होता है, आउटपुट इतना ज्यादा हो जाता है, लॉफ्टी आउटपुट, बट रिसाइकलिंग वेरी वेरी लेस. State governments have felt no compulsion to replace municipal contracts where companies are paid for haulage of mixed waste. कुछ कंट्रीज है जहां मिक्स्ड वेस्ट होता है वो उनको बर्न करती है, और उन कंपनीज को हम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देते हैं कि या तो आप उनको रिसाइकल करो, आप सेग्रीगेट करो, और उसके बाद आप उनको बर्न करो with terms that require segregation and accounting of materials. Yes, तो हम उनको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देते हैं. Considerable amounts of plastic waste cannot be recycled because of lack of segregation. हम क्या करते हैं, देखो, डिस्पोजेबल जो बैग होता है, प्लास्टिक बैग, हम उसमें डिकम्पोजेबल आर्टिकल पैक करके हम थ्रो कर देते हैं, क्योंकि वो सेग्रीगेट नहीं हो सकता, वो रिसाइकल नहीं. इस पेपर्स हम अगर उसको वेट करके थ्रो कर दें और साथ में हम प्लास्टिक बैग्स थ्रो करते हैं, वो सेग्रीगेट नहीं हो सकता, वो रिसाइकल नहीं हो सकता. दैट इज द होल प्रॉब्लम हियर. द सेग्रीगेशन इज डिफिकल्ट, leading to incineration, while mixing newer types of compostable plastic will confound the problem. Patchy regulation has led to prohibited plastic moving across state borders. So yes, regulations patchy है, लेकिन एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट में prohibited plastic move नहीं हो. Now that the center has adopted a broad ban, further pollution must end. So we're very hopeful that things are going to get better in the future. Microplastic is already found in the food chain. Yes, the milk that you're drinking has ounces of microplastic. The fish that you're eating, eggs that you're eating, any animal product that you're eating, any fruit or vegetable that you're eating has ounces of microplastic. It's a food chain. हम जो दे रहे हैं वही हमको मिल रहा है. And the government must act responsibly to stop this couch. Okay. 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 All right. Yes, we try to touch the sky with trash. So milk? You don't know that? You don't know about this Akansha? Akansha, milk is the most adulterated animal product that you will ever find. Ever. If you, unless and until you have a cow, the kind of milk that you are getting these Amul packets, these दूध वाले का दूध, all of this is adulterated. Yes, crazily. They are in these cows and buffaloes are injected with hormones so that they start lactating and they produce more milk because to lactate, there needs to be a specific hormone. So the milk that you get are hormone injected. The milk that you get, the cow, what does the cow eat? Do you know that? My mom every day goes outside and gives roti to the cow every day. She does this. But the cow prefers eating the plastic. And that's an everyday scene we see. If the cow eats plastic, what kind of milk is it going to give? Plastic, microplastic. Yes. Okay. Oh, you're lucky, Akansha. Chalo. So concerning, highly concerning, suggestive, yes. Suggestive. Correct. Concerning, critical, suggestive. Yes, Abirul, you're absolutely correct. Okay. So I thought you guys knew about it. Why is it a surprise to you guys? And that's why so many people have been asking you not to drink milk. If you're targeting CLAT 2023, we have a new batch, batch 3 coming soon. I'm going to be a part of the batch as well. This is at the number of our counselors. Please speak to them at the soonest if you want to enroll yourself for 2023. Sooner you start, the better it is. Yes, there has to be an article on Taliban. But since I've already given you a good story about what has happened in Taliban, I'll not talk about that. I'll talk about now how can Taliban's victory over Afghanistan can impact us, can impact India and Indians. So this article is about that. We need to know that. What can change the whole political scenario of the world? Very, very important article. So let's read this. Okay. टाइम चेंज नहीं हुआ है टाइम 10 बजे रहेगा आई एम नॉट अ लिटिल वेल आई विल रिज्यूम द टाइमिंग टुमारो ओके कल सुबह एक बार देख लेना टाइमिंग चेंज होता है कि नहीं आई विल ट्राई टू टेक इट ऑन टाइम ठीक है शुभम आई कांट डू एनीथिंग ओके ओके so the dramatic events in Kabul over the weekend have shocked India. The events of Taliban taking over Afghanistan and Kabul, which seemed quite unprepared, like much of the world, for a precipitous collapse of the government headed by Ashraf Ghani. So हमने expect नहीं किया था कि इतनी जल्दी अशरफ घानी की government collapse कर जाएगी, but this happened. Yes, it happened, and it happened sooner than we expected. Through the last few weeks, Delhi had stiffened its opposition to the Taliban. Last 2 weeks, constantly, our government has been telling that we are not in support of Taliban. Taking power by force is not acceptable and doubled down its support for Kabul. This was reinforced by a broader Indian elite and popular sentiment in favor of Kabul. So when I say Kabul, Kabul here means जो government थी Afghanistan में जो government थी before Taliban took over. We're referring to that. So India was always in support of that. The genuine warmth of the Afghan people and the deep commitment for their welfare might have prevented India from recognizing the weakness of the government in Kabul. So of course, everybody knew क्या weakness रही है government की काबुल में लेकिन क्योंकि अफगानीज के साथ हमारे इतने अच्छे रिलेशनशिप रहे हैं एंड ओ माय गॉड व्हेन आई से अफगानीज के साथ हमारे इतने अच्छे रिलेशनशिप रहे हैं you guys should actually eat Afghani food someday when all of this is settled down and hopefully Taliban brings it a brighter future for Afghanistan. Delhi had also perhaps overestimated the domestic political support in Washington for a strong posture against the Taliban and Biden's administration's ability to manage the end game. हमने Delhi, that is our center, always thought that Biden संभाल लेगा उन्होंने नहीं संभाला उन्होंने कहा मैं मेरी ट्रूप वापस ले रहा हूं मैं इवैक्यूएट कर रहा हूं अफगानिस्तान अफगानिस्तान की गवर्नमेंट जाने और तालिबान जाने मुझे मेरा ट्रूप सेफ्टी से वापस बाहर चाहिए मुझे मेरे सिटीजन सेफ्टी से वापस बाहर चाहिए तो इंडिया को हमेशा लगा दैट ट्रंप संभाल लेगा बिडेन संभाल लेगा बट उन्होंने नहीं संभाला while a post-mortem of the developments in Afghanistan must take place at an appropriate time ऐसा क्यों हुआ क्यों गवर्नमेंट हारी against Taliban कैसे तालिबान इतना स्ट्रांग बना all of this postmortem needs to be done Delhi's current focus must be on addressing the immediate challenges that confront Afghanistan but हमको कुछ तीन challenges है जिनसे हमको deal करना है now guys what are the three challenges first thing whenever in any passage in reading comprehension you have something of this sort written आपको वो सारे pointers बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ने होंगे बहुत ध्यान से because वो आपके पैराग्राफ का बेस बनाते हैं तो जितने भी पॉइंटर्स हैं हम सारे पॉइंटर्स बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ेंगे, ऑल ऑफ देम, ओके। तो ये पहला पॉइंटर, द फर्स्ट पॉइंटर इज हमको किस चीज पे ध्यान देना जरूरी है, अभी इमीडिएट आउटकम क्या होगा जब तालिबान जीत गया है, हमारे कंट्री पे इसका इमीडिएट इम्पैक्ट क्या हो सकता है। फर्स्ट वन, तो जस्ट अ मिनट, ओके। सो the first is securely evacuate Indian diplomatic personnel and other citizens from Afghanistan. जो इंडियन सिटीजन्स हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं अफगानिस्तान में प्लेस थे क्योंकि वो डिप्लोमेट थे या किसी और वर्क की वजह से थे वहां इंडियन हमारे कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए, सबसे पहला हमारा टास्क है हम उनको सेफली इवैक्यूएट करें। द फर्स्ट थिंग, दिस विल रिक्वायर अ मेजर लॉजिस्टिकल एफर्ट. Yes, the government of India must also offer refugee to a large number of those Afghans who have worked with Indian initiative. वो अफगानीज जो कोई ना कोई इंडियन एनजीओ या इंडियन इनिशिएटिव के साथ काम कर रहे हैं एंड दे आर डेस्परेट टू अवॉइड पोटेंशियल रेट्रीब्यूशन फ्रॉम द तालिबान, और क्योंकि वो डर रहे हैं कि तालिबान उनको कहीं ना कहीं से हार्म कर सकता है, हमको उन लोगों को इवैक्यूएट करना है, चाहे वो इंडियन है चाहे वो अफगानी है। द सेकेंड इज डिप्लोमेटिक। क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा डिप्लोमेटिक इम्पैक्ट? The diplomatic impact would be as the world deals with new facts on the ground created by the Taliban, Delhi must make all possible efforts to get the international community to hold the Taliban to its word on letting all foreigners leave in peace. तालिबान ने कहा था कि हम सारे फॉरेनर्स को पीसफुली जाने देंगे, यूएसए को भी यही कहा था उन्होंने कि आपकी ट्रूप आप आराम से ले जाइए, हम आपको कुछ नहीं करेंगे। सो इंडिया हैज टू मेक श्योर दैट तालिबान स्टिक्स टू इट्स वर्ड, इट डजंट हार्म एनी फॉरेन नेशनल, it lets everyone move out who wants to move out, protecting the lives of all Afghan citizens. ये भी प्रॉमिस था उनका कि हम किसी की भी किलिंग नहीं करेंगे, बट कल ही न्यूज आई है कि स्टेडियम में एग्जीक्यूट करना स्टार्ट कर दिया उन लोगों ने। ऐसा हो सकता है तालिबान चेंज हो जाएगा, मैं डर जाती हूँ कि मैं ऐसा आर्टिकल ले रही हूँ तो तालिबान कहीं मुझे नहीं ढूंढ ले, including those who worked with the government and foreign institutions and respecting international humanitarian law. So Taliban has promised that we are going to bring change. हम रेस्पेक्ट करेंगे ह्यूमैनिटेरियन लॉ की, इंडिया हैज टू मेक श्योर दैट तालिबान डज दैट, इट रेस्पेक्ट्स ह्यूमैनिटेरियन लॉ। द रिपोर्ट्स फ्रॉम वेरियस सिटीज इन अफगानिस्तान इंक्लूडिंग द काबुल सजेस्ट ऑपोजिट। जो हम स्टोरीज आ रही है हमारे पास अफगानिस्तान से काबुल से, उसमें ऐसा नहीं दिख रहा है कि वो हमारे इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमैनिटेरियन लॉ को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, इट इज एग्जैक्टली द ऑपोजिट। Why we are questioning Taliban credibility? Gulshan, we are doing this because Taliban has had a bad past. If you know about the kind of rule Taliban has had in the past, जब तालिबान विक्टोरियस था और रूल कर रहा था अफगानिस्तान को, वो चीजें अगर रिपीट होने लग गई और अगर आप अफगानी होते, आप भी वैसे ही भाग रहे होते एरोप्लेन पे चढ़ के जैसे बाकी लोग भाग रहे हैं, ठीक है? So that is the whole point. That is why we are trying to, क्या अब अफगान कभी वापस सत्ता में नहीं आ सकता? आ सकता है, उसके लिए आपको इंटरनेशनल हेल्प चाहिए, तभी आ सकता है वो। Yes, 1996 में, correct, 1994 to 6 I think, if I'm not wrong. As a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, Delhi will have a voice in shaping the international debate on the situation in Afghanistan. बहुत सारे कंट्रीज, अब देखो क्योंकि एक टेम्पररी मेंबर है यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल का, इंडिया बहुत बड़ा एक स्टेप ले सकता है इस डिबेट में, एक बहुत अच्छा स्टैंड ले सकता है कि कैसे हम तालिबान को फोर्स करें ह्यूमैनिटेरियन लॉ को वो फॉलो करें, हम उनको फोर्स कर सकते हैं इस चीज को करने में। इंडिया ऑल्सो चेयर्स द तालिबान सैंक्शंस कमिटी ऑफ द यूएनएससी एंड विल हैव एन इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन फ्रेमिंग द इंटरनेशनल रिस्पॉन्स टू द तालिबान डिमांड। कैसे बाकी कंट्रीज सपोर्ट करती, चाइना ने बोला सपोर्ट करेंगे, यूएसए बोल रहा सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, बाई फोर्स लोगे तो, तालिबान किसी की नहीं सुन रहा। तो यस, बाकी कंट्रीज कैसे देखते हैं इंडिया आई एम सॉरी, India must step up its diplomatic outreach to all the major powers and key regional actors to develop political and policy coordination in response to the dynamic situation. So yes, हम policies बनाने में help कर सकते हैं इंडिया, हम international relation बनाने में help कर सकते हैं, ये इंडिया का अभी टारगेट होगा। Meanwhile, delivering international humanitarian assistance to the large number of Afghan people displaced by fighting in the last few weeks. देखो, last few weeks में fighting क्या हो रही थी? सिटीज में अभी तालिबान का रूल नहीं था, कुछ टाइम पहले तक, 2 वीक्स पहले तक सिर्फ विलेजेस में था, तो लोग विलेजेस से भाग के सिटीज में आ रहे थे कि हम तालिबान से बच जाएं। तो जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट हुआ लोगों का, इंडिया ऑल्सो नीड्स टू अश्योर द फैक्ट दैट एवरीबडी गेट्स अ होम एंड एवरीबडी इज सेफ। द फाइनल चैलेंज that India will face is a domestic challenge. As Islamabad's triumphalism at the successful reinstallation of the Taliban, Islamabad ने क्या किया? हेल्प किया, एब्सोल्युटली हेल्प किया तालिबान को पावर में आने में. ठीक है. अब क्योंकि इस्लामाबाद ने हेल्प किया है, तो ये हमारे वेस्टर्न बॉर्डर पे जो पीओके वाला एरिया है वहां हमको देखने को मिल रही है. अब चीजें क्या देखने को मिल रही है? So the Taliban begins to rise, and the Pakistan-based jihadi group turned their attention to Kashmir. Tensions are bound to rise on Indian western borders. Yes, क्योंकि उनको भी सपोर्ट मिलेगा, तालिबान उनको सपोर्ट करेगा, उन्होंने तालिबान को सपोर्ट किया तो, और हमारे बॉर्डर पे चीजें डिस्टर्ब हो सकती है जो पाकिस्तान के साथ बॉर्डर है. दिल्ली मस्ट मेंटेन विजिल अगेंस्ट रिसर्जेंस ऑफ क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म. वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. हमारे कंट्री में भी, क्योंकि अफगानिस्तान आता है, फिर पाकिस्तान आता है, फिर इंडिया आता है, और पाकिस्तान और अफगानिस्तान के रिलेशनशिप हमेशा बहुत अच्छे रहे. अलकायदा और इन सब चीजों को बहुत सपोर्ट किया पाकिस्तान ने. So yes, that could quickly destabilize Kashmir and escalate the conflict between India and Pakistan. So that this does not happen, we have to be very, very careful. Yes. Okay. तो तालिबान की सबसे ज्यादा हेल्प यूएस ने फिर पाक ने सपोर्ट किया. बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हो आप हेमंत. करेक्ट. Exactly, Tanya. That is my point. What is the tone here? एक बार लाइक कर दो. सेशन इतनी एफर्ट लेके क्लास ले रही हूँ मैं, कांस्टेंट माय थ्रोट. लाइक कर दो यार सेशन. आई डिजर्व दैट. कंसर्निंग, इंफॉर्मेटिव, यस, हाईली कंसर्निंग. आईएसआई, यस, आईएसआई को भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया, सर्टेनली. कंसर्निंग, हाईली कंसर्न, एनालिटिकल, ब्यूटीफुल. एनालिटिकल इज द टोन हियर. तो ये एनालाइज कर रहे हैं कि क्या क्या इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है हमारे कंट्री पे. सर्टेनली एनालिटिकल होगा हमारा टोन. So yes, analytical and concerning. These are going to be our tone. All right. So here it is. So I'm going to wind up the class. No. I have a carry catcher. Let's see. Okay, here you go. He will, Movis, he will. And that's going to come back to us. Thank you, Tanu. No, Kumud, it's not sardonic. No, it's analytical. Carry catcher hai? Popsy, no, I don't think you should. Either you have a cow and then get the milk and drink it, otherwise you shouldn't. Shriya, please watch my last class. मेरा लास्ट क्लास देखो. ठीक है, मैंने डिस्कस किया अबाउट दिस. तालिबान इतना बड़ा हो गया है, हाथ सब जगह हो गए ऑक्टोपस की जैसे. काबुल कैसे बचेगा? और ये बर्ड कौन है? हु इज द बर्ड? हु इज द बर्ड हियर? हु इज द बर्ड? या नहीं, चाइना नहीं है. नो, आई एम इंजर्ड. ईगल इज यूएस. यस अभिनव, इट इज यूएसए. इंजर्ड है, हाथ पैर में चोट लग गई है, बहुत कोशिश करी उसने. वो कह रहा मैं जा रहा हूं यहाँ से, मुझे नहीं. इट्स द यूएसए. यस. तो काबुल अकेला रह गया है, वो बर्ड उड़ गई है और अशरफ घानी है एंड ही सरेंडरिंग. वो भी उड़ जाएंगे, उड़ गए. यस. So this is the carry catcher. Okay. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I hope I will see you tomorrow on time at 10. Oh, but if the timing changes, I will be apologetic about that because you'll have to bear with me for a couple of days till I feel absolutely better. Thank you for watching this. Have a great day, everyone. God bless all of you. Bye, everyone.